part when he ask man questions. I just leave that thing and I ghost. I've got bare man asking questions that I can't answer unless you're broke. No, you can never sit at my table if you talk with nothing to show. Them boys there, they look like rookies. Me and my guys went rookies to pro.
Hi guys, it's Skye from Skye News at BDTV. Thank you for tuning in once again. Guys, we are entering our third week of lockdown, yeah? And I have to say, I'm at the end of my tether. I'm at the end of it. I cannot do with it anymore. Like, I need my eyebrows done. I need my nails done. I need to go to the hair shop. I need to do so much things. And it's only been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 21 days. And I feel like, oh my God, I can't survive this. Anyways, yeah, as I do, I'm going to bring you this week's latest news and gossip to hit the blogs and the headlines. This week, Rihanna's dad, Ronald Fenty, 66, revealed that he had suffered from COVID-19, the coronavirus. He said that he had contracted the virus in his hometown of Barbados, and at one point he felt so ill and so poorly he was sure he was going to die. He said that his daughter Rihanna had managed to get hold of a ventilator and shipped her over to the Bahamas, where he was in isolation in the Paragon Isolation Centre under 14-day quarantine. He said that his daughter had checked on him every day, made sure he had all the right supplies, and that he can only thank Rihanna for sending him all the supplies that he needed in order for him to make a full recovery. Ronald Fenty had said in an interview, he said, "My daughter Robin was checking in on me every day. I thought I was going to die. To be honest, I have to say, I love you so much, Robin. She did so much for me. I appreciate everything she's done." Ronald said that the illness had left him sure that he would die. Rihanna had managed to ship over a ventilator to her father's bedside, where he was being cared for at the Paragon Isolation Centre in quarantine, again, as I've mentioned, in Barbados. Once, obviously, the dad has made a full recovery now. He's up, he's fine, he's fully recovered. He's sending a lot of well-wishing and lovely thoughts towards everyone that helps look after him, and especially his daughter, who probably, we all know, in these third world countries, the medical supplies some people need to survive isn't really adequate in some of these countries. So Rihanna's obviously shipped over what she has shipped over to him, and thankfully now he is fully recovered. Rihanna has also donated 4.2 million to help and aid the corona relief, helping with the US food banks, speeding up testing efforts, and providing PPE to frontline staff. Well done, Rihanna. Like, well done. She's always been good with when it comes to disasters, that helping fund certain situations. So well done, Rihanna. One thing I will say though, you're helping US food banks, but do you not live in London? So maybe on the back of that, you know, maybe just help supply some of the food banks in London and the UK as well as the US. But hey ho, you're doing what you have to do, Rihanna. So well done for checking on your pops. Well done for making sure pops is alright. Thank you so much for the aid that you are providing to the millions worldwide that are suffering from this COVID-19 epidemic. And you, Rihanna's daddy, Ronald Fenty, I wish you a speedy recovery, even though I know you're pretty much recovered, but well done, rest up, and I hope all is well. A 28-year-old pregnant female nurse who worked at Luton and Dunstable Hospital has unfortunately died of coronavirus, aka COVID-19. The baby was delivered by emergency cesarean section and is said to be fit, well and healthy, and is not thought to have any symptoms of coronavirus. But unfortunately, the healthcare worker who had worked at Luton and Dunstable Hospital for 5 years has lost her battle to coronavirus. Now, it is said that she first tested positive for coronavirus on the 5th of April and was later admitted to Luton and Dunstable Hospital, where she worked, on the 7th of April. Unfortunately, on Sunday the 12th, she did lose her battle to COVID-19, aka coronavirus. Now, it's just a sad situation. Firstly, she was pregnant. now her child, I believe it was a baby girl that was born, and I believe they've named the baby girl Mary after its mother. But it's just a really sad situation, basically. Like, the little girl is now gonna obviously grow up without her mum. She's never gonna have a memory of her mum. They're like, the Mary, the nurse, she's now, she's her family is going to be grieving the loss of her husband, her poor husband, who couldn't be at her bedside, and the baby had to get delivered without the husband being there because the husband was self-isolating anyway. It's just a lose-lose situation. And yet again, it just shows us all that in the beginning of this coronavirus epidemic, the government was saying, oh, it's affecting mostly old people that have underlying health conditions. Let me just correct that. It's not. It's affecting everybody. Black, white, old, young, sick, underlying health issues, people that have no underlying health issues. This is a real pandemic, and the government really needs to stop miseducating people about it, because people are dying. Everybody's dying. Babies are being left without mothers. Husbands are being left without wives. Wives are being left without husbands, grandparents, brothers, sisters, sons. This virus doesn't discriminate. So please, guys, just stay indoors. Just wash your hands. Just look out for one another. Let's just get this over with before more people sadly lose their lives. So just to recap, Mary Ajapong, who was a 28-year-old nurse who worked at Luton and Dunstable Hospital as a nurse practitioner, has sadly lost her life to coronavirus, aka COVID-19. She was heavily pregnant. The baby was born via cesarean section and is said to be fit and healthy and doing well. So can I just give my deepest thoughts and sympathies with Mary Ajapong's family at this challenging and distressing time. Also this week, it's come to light that McDonald's in China has reportedly put a notice on their window banning all black people from entering their premises. They're saying basically that they don't want the coronavirus, aka COVID-19, to spread any more than it already has. So they're banning anybody who basically doesn't look like them, anybody that looks to be of black African descent is not allowed to enter that particular shop. Now, I must say, not every McDonald's in China has put up this notice. It's only this one Chinese shop. When the authorities did find out about it, they did close the shop for, I think it was only about 24 hours and issued a warning. But can I just say one thing? How fucking cheeky. How fucking cheeky. Not being funny, they wanna stop black people from walking into their shop in their McDonald's in China, yeah? Why? Because now Africa has the pandemic. Where did the pandemic stem from? Not being funny, when we see all these Asians, not being funny, when we see all these Asians, these Oriental people, not just limited to them, not just limited to the Asians and the Oriental people, but I'm saying whenever we saw people like that, we didn't prejudice. We didn't say, you lot can't come in here, you lot can't come into our restaurant, you lot can't fly over to our country, you guys can't celebrate Chinese New Year because of what you look like, because of the colour of your skin. So how fucking dare they, how absolutely dare they put a notice on the shop window saying that black people are not allowed in this fucking shop? I'm sorry, I think that's an absolute disgrace, and they should have got fined. The company, that branch should have got closed down, and there should have been some serious sanctions put in place, because that's disgusting. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe it. I not long flew away, yeah, to Turkey, yeah. When I went to Turkey, Turkish Airlines was right next door to the Singapore Airlines. Let me tell you, there was nobody sitting there being like, oh, you guys can't come to this country, you guys can't sit and eat in our Nando's, you guys can't walk through WH Smith and get your snacks to take on an aeroplane. There wasn't even so much as bloody mouth guards, and hardly anybody was wearing gloves. So I just think it's I just find it so absolutely disgustingly rude that these people are saying that that black people can't go in the shop. Why? Because Africa now has this pandemic, and Africa is, yes, a third world country, so they don't have the relevant PPE equipment. They don't have the right ventilators. So yeah, a majority of them are all contagious. They most likely will die because they don't have the healthcare facilities that luckily Wuhan, China, Hong Kong, Singapore and England has. But the bottom line is this: instead of us trying to discriminate against them, we should be helping to support them. Let's pump some financial aid into their system. Let's send some doctors from Wuhan over to Africa and help them. They need just as much of a chance. They just shouldn't be discriminated against because of their colour of the skin. And like I said, where did the virus come from in the first place? I've heard it come from the Wuhan wet markets. So instead of saying, oh, you can't come into the shop now, no one was trying to tell you lot that you lot weren't allowed to come into our country or into our restaurants when you lot wanted to be eating bloody whatever, God knows what it is that you lot want to eat in fucking wet markets. And I'm sorry, like, my language, I just get so heated because I'm thinking, how rude, how absolutely rude. So back to what I was saying. A Chinese McDonald's, only one branch, and they've now said to have removed the sign and apologised for any offence it did cause and has caused. Basically said that black people aren't allowed in their shops, and that anybody that has travelled from Africa, any African countries, or anybody that looks African or Jamaican or black or whatnot, just can't walk into the shop. And I think it's absolutely disgusting, if you ask me. On a lighter note, I've got some really good news for you Kentucky Fried Chicken lovers. So, it's been revealed that KFC is set to open 11 of its branches nationwide in the hope to boost, just help people that want to eat KFC, you know, like they won't be open for eating in services. Obviously it will be delivery only, and obviously that being said, it will be contactless delivery, where they will either probably knock on the door and leave the food on the floor, then most likely run away, or something like that, knock on the door, be like, oh yep, here you go, and run back off. But yes, that's 11 branches nationwide. I will input a list of all the branches that are open, and I am happy because one of my local ones, it is open for delivery. Even though when I say local, I mean it's local to where I grew up, as in where I drive past every day, but I live out in the country now, so it's not actually my local one anymore. But if I wasn't in lockdown, then yes, I'll be going there every single day. So yeah, up next will be the full list of all the 11 branches that are now open for delivery only. And I must stress to you though, before everybody goes on a KFC panic, starts delivering out the place, they have said that they are going to prioritise, obviously, NHS workers, let's say key workers, basically. Key workers, health workers, nurses, doctors, paramedics, anybody basically on the front line to help the country run smoothly from COVID-19. They are obviously always, rightfully so, will get first choice. They are priority. So just to recap, 11 branches of KFC are set to open their delivery doors or get their Uber drivers back in, so they can now start doing deliveries, with majority of deliveries being delivered to hospital branches, nurses, etc, etc. Dappy's baby mother, Kate Vassell, who has 2 children with the rapper, 2 girls aged 9 and 10, has said to have up and left and flown all the way to America into a state called Mild Western, to be near her triple murder convicted husband by the name of Deandra Buchanan. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched it, but on Netflix there is a documentary called I Am a Killer, and Buchanan actually does star in this documentary. Now, in November 2000, Buchanan was convicted of the triple murder of his stepdad, his girlfriend and his auntie at a party in America. Now, it is said that he's serving a life sentence. It is said that Kay Vassell, Dappy's baby mother, reached out to him via pen pal. I think it was about 8 weeks ago. In that space, the couple obviously got very close, and she is now in America campaigning for his early release. They have now been engaged, and she is yet to actually meet him face to face. She said that she is due to meet him soon, but due to the whole COVID-19 coronavirus restrictions, that is yet to happen. So just to recap, I Am Killer star, not the only star, there's a few other guys in there that have obviously been convicted of murder, hence the title I Am Killer. Netflix documentary I Am Killer, Deandra Buchanan, who is a 45-year-old triple murderer who is said to have killed his stepdad, his auntie and his girlfriend at a party in November 2000. He shot all 3 of them dead. He's later arrested, put on trial, found guilty, and is now serving a life sentence. And when I say life sentence, I mean a full life sentence. Now, Dappy's baby mother, Kay Vassell, 29-year-old, has upped and left Dappy, left England, taken her 2 kids, 9-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, over to America to basically help her fiance, husband to be, campaign to get early release, to get engaged and whatnot. So I don't know what to say about this whole situation. I just think, how weird is that? Like, obviously we don't know what happened between her and Dappy's relationship in the first place, but I just think it's very extreme, very weird, and just very off-key to up and leave England for a guy you've never met. Like, who does that? Not just a guy you've never met though, a triple murderer who killed his girlfriend, his stepdad, and his auntie. Like, that's pretty close family members. It's not that killing any member of your family is okay, but you killed 3 members of your family by shooting them at a party in November 2000, and they're close family members as well. Your stepdad, your auntie, and the girlfriend. Like, alarm bells should be ringing. So I'm pretty sure Dappy has a lot to say on that situation. He is yet to make any comment as of yet, but I'm sure in due time that will come. But yeah, just to recap, Kay Vassell, 29-year-old female, Dappy's baby mother. They was in a relationship for years, a few years ago. They both share two daughters, a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old. Has upped and left to travel to and live in the state of Mild Western in the USA, where she is set to eventually marry her triple murderer husband, fiance, Mr. Deandra Buchanan, who in November 2000 was convicted of the triple murder of 2 of his family members and his girlfriend. So as and when I get any updates on that situation, or as and when I get a story, an interview, or any comments released from Dappy, who is obviously Vassell's baby mother, Kay Vassell's baby father, should I say, I will keep you lot updated. I will also attach in a picture of the Netflix documentary, just in case obviously you guys want to be nosy, as I have, and watched it again just to see what the guy is really saying. So, bit of a mad situation, I know, but hey. So hey guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Make sure you hit like, make sure you click subscribe, and make sure you tune in again next week, where I'll be bringing you again the latest news and gossip to hit the blogs this week. Bye.